Was Amanda Nunes your most difficult fights?
I never was considered like difficulty of the fight, only for the fight, for these 5 rounds or less. For me, difficulty of the fight, it's combination of training camp, your approach to the fight week, and the fight itself. So I still cannot answer this question. I think it's the hardest question. And every time people ask me, like, what is your hardest fight, hardest opponent? And I just cannot answer because it's so different. Each fight, it's a different approach, different training camp. Everyone is difficult with their own style, something like that. That's why hard to say, hard.
What is difficult about Amanda's style?
Her size is.
Size?
It's not her style. It's not her style. It's just she's big and heavy.
Yeah, and power.
Everyone has power. Everyone has power. If we are speaking about 135 weight class, everyone has a lot of power. But Amanda, I think she's just bigger than anyone, bigger.
You think she's bigger than the rest of the division?
What is walk weight? What is her walking weight? 160, 170? I don't know.
Is it really that big?
I don't know.
Well, she does fight at 145, and she looks the same at 145 as she does at 135. And obviously at 145, she's able to knock out Cyborg.
Yeah. It's kind of what about the knockouts? Everyone has chances to knock out each other. So it's just it's 50-50. It's the situation. If, for example, you have interchange, the chances are more for each one, right? But you have to fight very smart. You know that small gloves, it's more possibility to be knocked out or you make the knockout. So if it's kind of or you gonna hit or they gonna hit you. So it's kind of this is what I saw in their fights. So it was interchange, and this interchange who's on that moment were more lucky.
If you had a long time out, if the UFC said, here we are, it's we are in October. If they said Valentina, August next year, we would like you to fight Amanda Nunes. That's going to be this big super fight. Would you try to gain weight? Would you lift weights? Would you do anything differently? Or would you just concentrate on technique and strategy and maintain the same weight you're at now?
We are in October and August.
Yeah.
Do you know anything? They going to approach me with this?
I'm going to try. Well, I think when I look at the two of you, it's the most compelling fight in the UFC and in women's MMA. I believe that's the most compelling fight, is because you're both at the top of your game, and there's an argument for both of you to be the greatest of all time.
I'm not going to do anything special to lift up my weight.
You wouldn't start working out and lift weights?
No, because I don't believe it's going to help. I believe it's going to be worse for the fighter. Because if in your whole life you was certain body type, you know how to carry certain amount of muscles. And then suddenly for last 2-3 months, you start to carry way more. So what's going to happen? You're going to be slower. You're not going to have same resistance for the whole fight because you have to carry more weight on top of you. So I will do the same. I just want to do the last day weight cut for what I do for
Right.
125. I'm not gonna lose this 6 pound. What is
That's
what
what
I
you do for
yeah.
130, 125.
And I just will eat normally as I do and train the same way as I do.
It's interesting to see different people's approaches, right? When Israel Adesanya went up to challenge Jan Blachowicz for the 205-pound title, he did the same thing that you're saying. He didn't gain any weight. He just concentrated on his technique and training. But there was moments in that fight where the size of Jan Blachowicz was it was evident when in the grappling exchanges when he was able to control him on the ground. Do you think that there's any benefit? I mean, this is why I'm saying if you have a long time. I'm not saying if you just have a normal 8-week camp. I'm saying if they give you 8 months, 9 months, and they let you know in advance, you still don't think you'd ever try to gain any weight?
I don't think it's still gonna help because someone naturally bigger every time will have this advantage being bigger. No matter how more weight you're gonna put on top, you are still the same, just with the extra weight on you.
Well, that's why I'm interested in John Jones. And John Jones, when he's trying to move up to the heavyweight division, he's gained a lot of weight. And he wants to be over the 265-pound limit and then cut back down to 265. So I believe he's walking around somewhere in the 260s now.
I think we will know the answer only when he will fight in this weight class. And we will know exactly how it's going to affect him. Will it be good for him or bad for him? So we don't know. As I say, every person is different. And I know how my body works. I know what is good for me, what is bad for me. Israel, he knows exactly the same about his body type. John Jones, he knows exactly about himself. So this is everyone's approach. And I think everyone should do what they think is going to help them to win.
So for you, from going down from 135 to 125 was the right move. You felt like much better at 125.
It's my natural weight class. It's like what I was competing all the time.
Have you ever thought of going lower?
115.
Yeah.
And die from the hunger.